What is mutation? Mutation is any sudden structural change in gene, and you can also relate with gene or DNA. Now, mutation studied by T.H. Morgan, Hugo de Vries, and Dobzhansky. And once we discuss about synthetic theory of evolution, then you can add some other points here. Consider that this is our DNA structure and these are some nucleotide proteins are present. But if instead of G there is replacement by C, so this is what is called as mutation. So I think now process is clear. What are causes of these mutation or these changes? Due to exposures to abnormal environment such as ionizing radiations, alpha, beta, gamma or X-rays. Non-ionizing radiation, that is UV radiations, especially if they are exposed to an individual for a long time. Now chemical mutation like mustard gas, colchicines, formaldehyde, peroxides, they can also cause mutation. Now environmental factors or environmental stresses that we have discussed in environmental anthropology like light and temperature also produce mutations. Now what are the features of mutations that are discussed by scientific theory? That is, different genes have different rates of mutation. Okay, that means it will vary on the basis of gene. Mutations are sudden in occurrence. These are sudden, so they are not planned as planned reactions like DNA replication, protein synthesis, but mutations are very sudden. Gross mutations are usually harmful to the organisms. Now there are two types of mutation. First is point mutation and second is gross mutation. Now in point mutation there is slight change in DNA or in gene, and these can be even harmful as well as positive, because sometimes these favorable changes provides us an extra adaptation to survive in a stressful environment, or this also helpful in evolution, because after some changes or some hybridization, only after that there will be development of superior qualities, which is a hallmark of evolution. But gross mutation, that means there are large number of changes, and sudden as well as large number of changes are generally not favorable. That's why it's this statement mentioned that gross mutations are usually harmful to the organisms. Mutations may occur either in the somatic cell or germinal tissues. Somatic cell and germinal, these are two different terms. Somatic cells are those cells which are not related with reproduction part, and all cells, for example skin cells, nerve cell, or all are somatic cell, but germinal cells are related with our reproductive parts like ova or sperms, because they are involved in inheritance of genetic traits from one generation to next. So these are germinal tissues or germinal cells, but more frequently occur during gametogenesis. Yes, mutations more occur in gametogenesis. That means gametogenesis you can relate with formation of gamete formation. And these, what are these gametes? These are those haploid cells. That means these are those cells which are involved in the formation of ova or sperms. That means they are related with reproductive parts, and these mutations more occur in reproductive cells because these mutations are actually which transfer these differences to the next generation. Now type of mutations, so based on the size we have classified into two. Firstly is point mutation. Here only single nucleotide change in small segment of DNA. Now gross mutations, here changing involving more than one nucleotide pair or entire gene sometimes. Now point mutation, a mutation affecting only one or very few nucleotides. Now point mutations are sometimes caused by mutation that occurs spontaneously during DNA replications. The rate of mutation may also increase when a cell is exposed to mutagens, that means agents which cause mutation, which are environmental factors that can change an organism's DNA. Some mutagens are X-rays, UV rays, extreme heat, or certain chemicals like benzene. Now what is classification of point mutations? Now substitution, addition, deletion, inversion, these are different classifications of point mutation. Now in substitution, if suppose you have this chain of one strand of DNA, now here is nucleotide A and here is T, but now A is replaced by T and T is replaced by A, so this is substitution. Now addition or insertion. Now after that you have added some extra like C, cytosine. In deletion, now consider that this C part was deleted. Now inversion, now consider an order that is A, T, C and after that G, but that order is now inverted, that is now there will be A, T, C, G. So if this is happened, then the inversion type of point mutation has happened. Now example of point mutation, the sickle cell anemia, in which there will be some sickle type of red cells will be produced. This is a recessive disorder caused by a single substitution in the gene that creates hemoglobin, which carries oxygen in the blood. So it led to change in structure of hemoglobin, or the particularly to the change in structure of the red cells. Normally glutamic acid is produced in the chain normally, but the substitution here causes valine to be produced. So this is example of substitution. So in case instead of glutamic acid, valine is produced, and this decrease oxygen carrying capacity of the hemoglobin, more common in sub-Saharan Africa. So this is a, you can consider this is some kind of disease that is harmful for the organism, or specifically to the human being. But after when you read about unit 9 specifically, then we will discuss that how natural selection that has favored this sickle cell anemia in sub-Saharan Africa. Now we have discussed about mutation. Now next is chromosome. So a thread-like structure of nucleic acids and protein found in the nucleus of most living cells that carry genetic information in form of genes. So you remember structure. The name chromosome was coined by W. Waldeyer. These are clearly visible during the late prophase or metaphase during the cell division process. And this cell division is part of cell cycle, and this cell division is succeeded by again interphase. So firstly there will be interphase, after that cell division will happen, then new cell will appear, then these cells, new daughter cells, will again go for interphase or preparatory phase, then again cell division. So this is a continuous cycle. Each chromosome is made of 2 longitudinal chromatids. These are chromatids, these are sister chromatids. Each chromosome is made of DNA tightly coiled many times that supports its structure. Now chromosome number in Homo sapiens is 46. Chromosome of a somatic cell occur in pairs with same characteristics are said to be homologous chromosomes. So if we discuss about chromosome, then if this is a 22nd pair of chromosomes, then these are homologous chromosomes. And generally 22 chromosomes are found in diploid situation, that is they both occur in pairs, but after that 23rd pair of chromosome that is related with our sex chromosome, they are generally found in haploid situation, that is in different position. Now based on karyotyping study, so what is karyotype? Karyotype is study of chromosome, its numbers and structure. So if we done karyotype study, then there are 23 pairs of chromosomes in human body. 22 pairs are autosomes and 2 pairs are sex chromosomes. So that means these chromosomes perform function of reproductive parts. XX, that is female, and these are homologous chromosomes because both have similar structure. XY, these are male sex chromosomes. These are heterologous because one is X and second one is Y. They are different. Hetero means different. Now structure, as we have discussed, this is a structure of chromosome. Now classification of chromosome based on centromere, where this centromere is located. So this centromere is this is portion, and depending on the structure they are divided. So now in the metacentric these both are equal almost, and in some metacentric one is short, another is long. In acrocentric one is very short, or these are also known as satellites, and another one is long. In case of telecentric there is not presence of another these kind of satellites, but only one sided. So these generally telocentric chromosomes are not found in humans. Now importance of chromosomes. So they provide genetic information, yes, protects genetic information from being damaged, because in chromosomes they are very organized, helpful for growth and development, yes, because even chromosomes or gene or DNA, they also encodes for information which is related with our daily activities, that is protein formation, which are needed for muscle growth, for our brain development, or for healing of our wounds. So every activities depends on functioning of chromosome. Other points, that is chromosome present in pairs, especially homologous chromosomes, and that is autosomes, 22 pairs. Now total number of chromosomes in diploid number are 22, because 23rd pair is present sometimes in homologous, that is XS, and sometimes in different, that is XY. Mitosis produce daughter cells which are diploid, because in mitosis if cell has 2n number of chromosome, then after division also they will have 2n. So mitosis and meiosis, these are two different kinds of cell division processes. Now meiosis, this is another. So in meiosis this convert the diploid number of chromosomes to the haploid number of chromosome. So now what I am doing is explaining chromosome and its relation with other processes like chromosome and cell division. Now genetic material is partitioned to daughter cells during nuclear division, that is karyokinesis. Now applications of study of these chromosomes in so much detail. So used to study chromosomal structural and numerical abbreviations, that we will discuss in detail in unit 9. Now sex chromosomal aberrations, that means if there is any change in sex chromosomes like X-linked inheritance, where color blindness and hemophilia, these diseases will occur in Y-linked inheritance. Hypertricholosis, where the unusual growth of hair is observed. In color blindness, the primary color difference, especially in green or red, is not much seen by a suffered individual. In hemophilia also there is issue in production of red cells, as well as in clotting factor also. So these are different traits and we will discuss about them in detail later. Now cell division, this is last topic of today. Now German biologist Virchow for the first time proposed that the cell lineage, which states that the cell come from pre-existing cells by the process of division. The division of a cell into two daughter cells with the same genetic material. So it explains cell division process. Cell division, DNA replication or cell growth, these take place in coordination for the formation of progeny cells with infant genomes. So it mentioning that firstly there will be cell growth, because every daughter cell will become adult cell. I am explaining you in a very layman terms. Now there will be a DNA replication, because after that DNA replication only they will have that enough amount of content so that they can go for formation of two different cells. And if they have different enough amount of this content, then only they will go for the split and the cell division. Now types of cell division. Mitosis, this cell division creates identical daughter cells, and these daughter cells are also identical in number of chromosomes with their parent. Now meiosis, there two consecutive cells division occur. In mitosis there will be only one phase of division, but in meiosis there will be two phases of division. Although notice that this is one phase in case of mitosis, but there are different portion of that. In case of meiosis there will be two phases, first phase, second phase, but there are sub parts of this, so don't confuse later on when I will explain these points. And there will be no DNA replication take place in meiosis, and of course there are two phases, so of course if cell have 2n, then that will be converted into n, because in case of mitosis there will be 2n and later on progeny also have 2n, but in meiosis this 2n will be converted into n. Now mitosis only one division, but in meiosis two divisions. So now we are comparing these two. In mitosis diploid chromosomes present in progeny, but here haploid chromosomes will result. Here prophase no crossing over take place, and in this prophase 1 crossing over take place. So what is crossing over? So think, this is a chromosome. So if there is a crossing over between two different sister chromatids, so this is a chromosome, this is its branch, and this is another different chromosome, its branch. And in case of meiosis only in reproductive cells, that's why in meiosis this occur only in reproductive cells, but in mitosis this occur in somatic cells. And this process of cell division is important for bodybuilding, repair and replacement, but this is important for reproduction, where after fertilization new cells will form, and this is important for transfer of genetic characteristics from both parent side, paternal as well as maternal side, and again formation of a new progeny. And what is crossing over? So this exchange of genes or different genetic codes which codes for an information, this is known as crossing over. So occurs in gametocytes, that is reproductive cells used for continuation of generation, that is inheritance of information from one generation to another. Now cell cycle phases. So as we have discussed, every cell will go from two phases. Firstly is preparatory phase, this is also known as interphase, and second is division phase, and this division can be of two types, that is mitosis or the meiosis part. Now interphase, the cell requires nutrients, creates and uses proteins and other molecules, and start the process of cell division by replicating the DNA. So firstly it will take nutrition, it grow, and then think about forming different daughter cells, but it will only divide after it have sufficient content, that is firstly it will replicate a DNA. The three distinct phases of interphase also: gap 1 synthesis phase and gap 2 phase. So firstly is gap 0, that means there will no replication of DNA, but you can think that this phase will probably hint towards for preparation of another different set of phases. So G1 phase, the cell performs its normal function and grows in size. The cell replicates organelles which are necessary. Now during synthesis phase, replication of DNA occurs. So here some organelles will form like Golgi bodies that we have discussed. Now synthesis phase, here replication occur, and now G2 phase, that means gap 2 phase. During this time, the cell adds volume to the cytoplasm and replicates. Many important organelles will be replicated here. Now what is mitosis? Mitosis ensures that each of the two daughter cells receive a complement of chromosomes that are similar or identical with the parent cell. So here firstly nuclear division will happen and also the division of cytoplasm. So mitosis has been divided into 4 stages of nuclear division. Now these 4 phases are prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase, and this is preparation phase. So what will happen during interphase, especially during synthesis phase, DNA replication also happened. all growth and all nutrients process have taken place. Now come to prophase. Here this especially during the late prophase, this chromosome structure starts appearing, because look at here, these are very disorganized and very random structures are present, but here the chromosome structure starts appearing. And also now centromeres also starts appearing. In the next phase, that is metaphase, the chromosome starts appearing in the center, because remember that process always occur in center. Now this boundary wall also starts disappearing. These are small points, and you can even understand by looking at diagram only. So now this centromeres starts developing some kind of thread like structure, and these will attach with center of chromosome, and this is known as spindle formation. So this is like these different kinds of spindles form in this manner. This occurs in the metaphase. Now in anaphase, what will happen? Now these are sister chromatids of any chromosome. Now they start separating. So these are spindle fiber, and now these are starts separating, and they starting to move away from center, and they will now collect at the periphery in this manner, and some kind of row structure appears in telophase. Now telo, that means in the end, and after that again this centromere start going on at the periphery, and this new cell daughter structure will appear, and they will have similar amount of genetic content that was present in the earlier. So now think that this is interphase. Now this is daughter cell, and of course parent cell that was earlier before this preparation phase was there, actually parent cell, and they are identical in terms of genetic content. After covering diagrammatic representation, now we will discuss some points regarding mitosis. So mitosis ensures that each of the two daughter cells receive a equal number of chromosomes as parent cell. Now nuclear division precedes the division of cytoplasm. So here nuclear as well as cytoplasm division both occur. Firstly nuclear division, and after that by a formation of furrow, then these both cells divides into daughter cells. So here division of cytoplasm also occur later. Mitosis has been divided into 4 stages that we have seen. Prophase, here chromosome condense that we have seen. Formation of centromeres, that means here at the corner centromere starts appearing. Spindle fiber also seen, and nucleolus disappear. What is nucleolus? We have discussed it. Now spindle fiber. So here spindle fibers in form of this structure starts appearing. Now metaphase, this is second phase. In metaphase, chromosome is made up of 2 sister chromatids. So this is chromosomes, and these are 2 sister chromatids which are held together by the centromere, which is centromere. Due to action of the spindle fiber, the chromosomes are moved towards the center of the cell and lie at the equatorial plane, that is in the in between center of the cell. So we have discussed this diagram. In metaphase, they are present at the center. In anaphase, this sister chromatid starts disintegrating, and after that new cell and their particular organelles starts appearing. Now these are further daughter cells. This is also known as equatorial division, because daughter cells have identical or equal number of chromosomes. Now anaphase, longitudinal splitting of centromeres resulting in the disjoining or separation of sister chromatids of each chromosome, and then they migrate to opposite ends of the cell. This movement depends on the centromere spindle fiber attachment. Now I hope you have all points clear, because in the longitudinal plane it is mentioning that how this different sister chromatids starts moving towards the periphery. Now telophase, the 2 complete sets of chromosomes, one set at each pole. The spindle fiber disappear and the nucleolus gradually reappears. These processes work in some kind of equilibrium. Now recognize and becomes visible in the nucleus. Golgi complex, ER also appears. Now other organelles also starts appearing. Here I am avoiding minute details because we have to focus from anthropological point of view. If we supposedly discuss about biological part or medicine, then we have to discuss these points in detail, that which organelle starts appearing at what point of time. But here we have to remember only main points. Now cytokinesis. One term is karyokinesis. In karyokinesis, nuclear division is happened. In karyokinesis, that means karyotyping. It's this word is derived from karyotyping, and in karyotyping simply means study of chromosomes. So from karyokinesis we can hint that here division of nuclear, or that means this chromosome parts disintegrated and divided into two daughter cells. And in cytokinesis, now cytoplasm is divided. So once enough nuclear material present for each daughter cell, then this cytoplasm division take place, and this gradually what is known as furrow formation, and after that the cytoplasm separates completely. After karyokinesis, cell itself is divided into two daughter cells by the separate process, that is cytokinesis. In animal cell, this is achieved by appearance of a furrow in the plasma membrane, that is this outer covering. The furrow gradually deepens and ultimately joins in the center, dividing the cell cytoplasm into two. Now, what is importance of mitosis? So, number of chromosomes are equatorial. That means daughter cells and the parent cell will have equal number of chromosomes. The growth of the multicellular organism is due to mitosis. Even growth of muscles or healing of any injury, all this, or continuance or maintenance of our body, growth and repair, all these functions depends on mitosis. Mitosis used for repair and replacement. Now cell division, next is meiosis. We have discussed about mitosis. We have also seen about major differences between mitosis and meiosis. These are both cell division types. Now second is meiosis. So as we have discussed, meiosis occurs mainly in reproductive cells where 2n number of chromosomes divided into n. Now in meiosis there are two phases. Firstly phase 1 and second is phase 2. So every phase of phase 1 is divided into multiple stages, that is prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase, and these are known as phase 1. Similarly, their counterparts are known as phase 2, that is anaphase 2, telophase 2 in stage 2. So this is interphase or synthesis phase. Like this is very much similar to mitosis interphase. So all these processes are similar. After that differences starts occurring. So this is it is phase 1 of meiosis. After that this is phase 2 of meiosis. Now first is prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and this is our telophase. If you observe clearly, here look at this stage, or particularly at this stage, there are 4 chromosomes, but they are reduced to 2 chromosomes, or you can say this is here 2 pair of chromosomes and here only 1 pair of chromosome. So this shows that phase 1 is reductional, whereas in when we look at mitosis, that was equational, but phase 1 is reductional. Now look at this, and again later after division these two daughter cells. So if we compare this structure and this, then the number of chromosomes are equal, that is 1 pair of chromosome here and 1 pair of chromosome here. So this shows that meiosis 2 is equational when we see in light of number of chromosomes. So now meiosis part 2 is very much similar to mitosis. Actions which are performed in time of mitosis will be same replicated in case of meiosis 2. So if we consider this cycle from this, that is daughter cell. Now you can see that these are different chromosomes, and their spindle fiber will form, and later these chromatids will separate down. In case of anaphase that we have seen, this kind of structure will happen. Then later this replication will occur, and every daughter cell will have similar number of chromosomes in the last stage. So this is similar to mitosis. I hope this particular structure from here to here is clear to you. Now we will discuss about this part. So here, firstly, regarding prophase. Meiosis phase 1 prophase stage is very long as compared to mitosis prophase 1. Okay, because in meiosis prophase 1 there are multiple stages like parokyne, gytokyne, and in those phases there is a detailed preparation. And one important aspect in prophase 1 is crossing over. This meiosis occur in reproductive cells, and after reproduction, now these cells will have different chromosomes happen. So consider these are pair of homologous chromosomes. So after this crossing over, different features, if we consider it A and this B, you can also consider that B have different color. Then after crossing over between these two, what will happen is this structure. So this shows that during prophase there is mixing of chromosomes. That's why different traits appear. And this mixing of chromosomes also vary into every cell of an organism. That means once a reproductive cell divides, then that product may be different from division of another reproductive cell at later time. So after that, then prophase, or after that there is metaphase, anaphase. After that, metaphase or formation of spindle fiber as well as appearance of centrosome, that starts early in the prophase also. Now in anaphase, again this spindle fibers separation. But notice here, but when we have discussed about meiosis phase 2 as well as mitosis, then there has been separation of sister chromatids. But in case of anaphase of meiosis phase 1, there is no separation of sister chromatids. That is this process, this separation. And when these sister chromatids collect at periphery, this process has not been occur in anaphase, and they remain attached. But what will happen? These homologous chromosomes separate. Now homologous chromosomes, that is this pair and this pair, they are homologous and they will separate. That's why these chromosomes enter here and these chromosomes enter here. As there is no separation of sister chromatids, and after that there is no replication on that sister chromatid, that's why this part is reductional in case when we discuss in number of chromosomes a daughter cell have. Although this is slightly complex, but when you revise this diagram again and again, things will become more clear. Now meiosis, some written points here. Meiosis is a process where a single cell divides twice. Yes, there are two stages to produce 4 cells containing half the original amount of genetic information. Yes, because in phase 1 there is reduction of number of chromosomes. The production of offspring by the sexual reproduction includes the fusion of 2 gametes, sperm and ova. Yes, we have discussed about crossing over. These gametes are formed from specialized diploid cells through specialized cell division, which reduce the chromosome number by half. Yes, this kind of division is called as the meiosis. Now interphase, this is a preparation phase, and there are gap 0 Gap 1 synthesis, gap 2 phase. In synthesis phase there is a replication of chromosomes. We have discussed all these points. Now meiosis 1. Meiosis 1 is known as reduction division, as the cells are reduced from being diploid to haploid cells. Meiosis 1 have different phases: prophase 1, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. Just remember that prophase have crossing over phenomena and there is no separation of sister chromatids in anaphase. Otherwise this meiosis phase 1 is similar to mitosis, but that is similar because there are differences, but meiosis 2 is very much identical to mitosis. Here different phases like prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, and same process occurs similarly. I have not explained these minute points because by a diagram I have explained you, and you can write down now points. Now important features of meiosis. Meiosis is reduction process. It is necessary in gamete formation in order to maintain a constant number of chromosomes from generation to generation. Now disjunction results into trisomy or monosomy. Most of these embryos are not viable. The origin and function of meiosis are fundamental for understanding the evolution of sexual reproduction in eukaryotes. Yes, used to study the fertility problems. Yes, because this meiosis process occur mainly in reproductive cells. Now what are applications of studying this meiosis? So it help in finding out the reason behind chromosomal aberrations arising from incorrect spermatogenesis resulting into congenital defects and abnormal birth defects, like some disease like Down syndrome, Cryocard syndrome. So all these chromosomal disease can be studied. Now study of spontaneous abortion. So if these chromosomal aberrations are minor, then some kind of disease like this are seen, maybe Down syndrome or Patayu syndrome. But when these chromosomal aberrations are major, then the sudden and spontaneous abortions occur, and by help of this meiosis study or cell division we can understand this in detail. So thank you so much. I hope you have enjoyed this lecture. Please like, share and subscribe to Ask IAS for continuous updation from my side. Thank you so much.